Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 2 days, 18 to 19 of February, for the day of 1091 to 1092. And we're going to start off with the Kursk front first. Over the Kursk front, the frontline change is over at Krylovka. So Russian forces has been geolocated in the southern flank of the Kursk front. So this is Sudja, this is the Kursk front, Krylovka, Milovoye, Goevo. And so the Russian forces have crossed the Svel River, that is the river around here, and the Russians have crossed over and have a foothold or a bridgehead across the Svel River in the south of Krylovka. So this is previously where the Russians was geolocated previously, and so now they have managed to cross the river. The distance crossed is around 400 meters, and they are around 2 kilometers south of Krylovka, and probably also 2 kilometers, yes, 2 kilometers north of Goevo. So this is the current frontline change over at the southern flank of the Kursk front, or the Kursk front. The next frontline change, we jump all the way to Lozova, over in the Borova front. So in case you're lost, Voreshna, Kupiansk, Borova, and we are going to go to Lozova here. Over the Lozova front, there is a geolocation of Russian forces in the south of Lozova, confirming Russian advance in the south. And so that is it. Very little bit over in the south of Lozova. And after the Lozova, we jump all the way to the Pokrov front. So just now we were here. We are very far away. We are around there in the Borova front. Now we're going to the northern flank of the Pokrov front, which is here. So over in the north of the Pokrov front, based on Russian mapping, they have claimed that the Russian forces have taken Zelenopole as well as storming all the way to the south of this town called Tarasivka. So this means that the massive Russian advance in this sector, which is actually pretty much expected to be the case, because the Russian Defense Ministry on the 14th of February has already announced the capture of Zelenopole. But it's only until now that we actually have some sort of confirmation, or at least from the Russian side, the pro-Russian sources, that the Russian forces have taken Zelenopole. So the battle is going to rage for Tarasivka, which is just north of this position around here, this Tarasivka. So Russian forces is likely to now attack northward. So that's Zelenopole. The advance is pretty big. It's around 2 kilometers. So that's all. The total area is 5.45 square kilometers. Over in nearby to west of this position at Melaniivka, Ukrainian mapping, Deep State UA has claimed that the Ukrainians have retaken some positions around the highway exchange. Ukrainian forces counterattack and taken some positions north of this pig farm, most likely. No pig. So the Ukrainian forces have taken these positions, but this is not going to be a very holdable position because there's almost no place to hide. It's largely the highway exchange that is the one that is providing some kind of shelter. So the claim advance is around half a kilometer. This is just a claim, it's not a capture. And let's see, this is just, this is the only bridge where they can provide some kind of cover. It doesn't look like there's much more places for cover, so there's not much cover here. Pretty open ground. So after Melaniivka, the next frontline change is still in the Pokrov front over at Pischane. So the Ukrainians in this Pokrov, in the southwest of Pokrov, at Pischane, the Ukrainian forces continue to have the foothold at Pischane, which was previously captured by the Russian forces on the 16th of January. Ukrainian forces taken this position based on their mapping. This is a claim by the Ukrainian mapping. However, situation remains largely the same. Russian forces have this position around here, and the battle of Pischane continues. So after Pischane, the next frontline change, we're going to go to Andriivka. So just now we were here at Pischane. We are now going to Andriivka. So over at the Battle of Andriivka, the Ukrainian mapping have changed. they no longer have this weird no road control by the Russian forces. They have put this as part of a gray zone, and this time around they have mapped the other northern part as under Russian control. So this area here is now under Russian control according to Ukrainian mapping. However, because this area is still a gray zone, so it doesn't change our mapping at all. So the Russian forces basically have a strong position in the northern flank, and if this is still the case, then Ukrainian forces have been encircled. But tentatively, yeah, the entire thing on the Ukraine mapping is just a gray zone, so it does not matter per se. This entire front line is 3.5 kilometers long, pretty long. And so thickness is around 600 meters, 630 meters. Yeah, definitely way too big to enter anything. So that's all from Andriivka front. After Andriivka, over at Pischane, we have confirmation that the Russian forces have not Pischane, Dashne. The Russian forces have confirmed to have captured Dashne. According to Deep State UA, they have considered and mapped that the Russian forces have taken even the western outskirts of Dashne, confirming full Russian capture of Dashne over this area here. This is, of course, already expected to be the case. We're just waiting for the Ukrainians to admit that they have lost this position. So let me check. I just want to do a double check. Yeah. So this remains, this thingy here is the Ukrainian control south of Dashne. So this is not a mistake. This is a Ukrainian claim. However, Russian forces was geolocated here previously. So yeah, which is why this looks like this. And over after Dashne, over at Ulakli, also some massive change. Ukrainian mapping have mapped that the Russian forces have taken all of this area here west of Ulakli, and geolocation of Russian forces also confirmed Russians' advancement in the south of Constantinople. So this is a massive, massive. Yeah, I say many times massive because I was trying to clear my throat. But yeah, it's just a pretty massive capture. The total distance travel is around 2.5 kilometers. Yeah, and basically close up this entire impossible salient and straighten the front line along Constantinople to Ulakli. This is, yeah, just a disaster for the Ukrainian side. And I just want to show you the Ukrainian mapping. So this is the Ukrainian mapping. As you can see, everything is a gray zone. Some say that, all gray zones are Russian taken. Something like almost confirmed to be Russian taken. And clearly, you're not expecting Ukrainian forces to be here, nor here, nor here, nor here. These are all death traps. They can't be possibly in these areas. Definitely not here, also not here, not here. So, and they are also not going to be here, not going to be here, not going to be here. So you can kind of get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Most of these is just impossible that the Ukrainians are there. So the Russian forces most likely have taken, basically all these areas here, and definitely not this complicated mapping. So the Ukrainian mapping have this very peculiar way of mapping, yeah, which don't make a lot of sense if you really want to think about it. So this caused this one hell of a mess on our map. But it's okay, it's fine. That's just fun for us. So so not fun for the soldiers on the ground, of course. They are life and death. But for us, armchair generals sitting at home under air conditioned, and drinking our liquor and wine and orange juice. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to us. It just looks interesting to us. So anyway, that's the frontline change over at Constantinople. The next frontline change, we go to Velika Novosilka front, and we have frontline change over at Novo Chertuvate, which was a geolocation of Russian forces entering and taking a bit more grounds in the southeast of the small little town or village of Novo Chertuvate. So that's all. And there's another one over at Novosilka. This geolocation also confirmed the Russians have basically taken the entire southern street of Novosilka, and that's about it. So we're going to go into the total area captured over the past 24 hours. always put out the wrong one. So so the Ukrainian forces have taken 0.66 square kilometers, mainly the Melnivka one and Pischane one. So to combine Melnivka here, yeah. So I just realized it got covered. No, Melnivka and Pischane. So these two combined is 0.66 square kilometers. Very humble captures. But if you look at the Russian captures, the biggest is over Andriivka because of this massive collapse over at the Ulakli region, Dashne and Andriivka. So combined is just 10 square kilometers, over 10 square kilometers. The next biggest is at Pokrov because of the this claim over at Zelene Pole. This itself is already 5.45 square kilometers. So definitely it's a very big area. It's very deceiving when you look at the mapping. It's like, yeah, sometimes I get confused. It's like, this looks small, when the other one looks bigger, but actually this is bigger. So because of the farmland, the size of the farmland, just very misleading. So let's do some mathematics and a calculation for the Russian run. There's not a lot of calculation to do. So 0.26 plus 0.69 plus 5.45 plus 10.47 plus 0.2. So the total area captured is 70.07 square kilometers, which is actually not that big. It's slightly below their average of 10 square kilometers per day, but it's still, advancement. So it's still way better than what the Ukrainians managed to do at 0.66. But, and of course, this is purely because this is all the intel that we have over the past 24 to 48 hours. So I believe there's way more frontline changes that we are not aware of. So anyway, that's it. So thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update.